Hello, and welcome to Office Hours with JoAnn May and Forest Asset Management. I'd like to take a few minutes of your time to tell you some of the highlights of the Secure Act. The Secure Act passed in December of 2019. Secure stands for Setting Every Community Up for Retirement Enhancement. Congress likes their acronyms. I'd like to just highlight a couple areas that you may have been reading about and maybe have some questions about. One of the big changes, and a good change, is that you can now contribute to a traditional deductible IRA or a non-deductible IRA at any age. So as long as you have earned income at age 70, 72, 75, it doesn't matter, you can still contribute to a traditional either deductible or non-deductible IRA. This change actually puts traditional IRAs, pre-tax IRAs, in line with or on par with Roth IRAs, which you could always contribute to a Roth IRA at any age, as long as, again, you had earned income and you met the income limitations. So that's a good change. Another good change is that required minimum distributions are no longer required at age 70 and a half. They're actually put off to age 72. So what that means is as long as you were younger than 70 and a half on December 31st, 2019, you no longer have to take distributions at 70 and a half. You can wait to age 72 in whatever that year that is that you're turning 72. So that's another good change, pushes off those distributions another year and a half if you don't need them. One kind of quirky situation with this Secure Act changes is that you can still do qualified charitable distributions from your IRA at age 70 and a half. So what that means is that you may not have to take out money, you may not have to take out a minimum distribution until you're 72, but you can take out distributions prior to that if you wanted to and give those to charity, directly to charity. So if that's something you want to do, please contact me and I can talk to you about the pros and cons of doing that. Another provision within the Secure Act is a new 10% penalty exception for expenses associated with adoption and childbirth. So you can take up to $10,000 out of your plan or IRA at any age and not pay a 10% penalty. You still would have to pay the tax on that money if it was pre-tax dollars, but there wouldn't be no penalty. So that's good news for young families. Thrown into the act is also a couple provisions regarding 529 college savings plans. One of them is that you can use money up to $10,000 from your 529 plan to pay student loan debt. And also fellowship income is now considered earned income, so you could actually fund IRAs with a fellowship stipend. Another sweeping change, and probably the biggest negative change to the legislation, is the stretch IRA has been eliminated. So for any IRA owners passing away after January 1, 2020, their beneficiaries can no longer stretch that IRA over their own lifetime. They must take out they must completely distribute the IRA within 10 years. Now, there is no limit on how much you take in 1 year. You can take 100% in year one, or you can take zero in year 1 through 9, but you have to fully drain the account by 10 years. So that is going to pose some problems to estate plans that have a trust as a beneficiary of an IRA, because most of those trusts were set up deliberately as conduit trusts, meaning that the required minimum distribution passed through the trust to the beneficiary every year. Well, now there is not a required minimum distribution until year 10. So those trusts will have to be looked at and probably revised by your estate attorney. Please call me if you are one of those people, and I can talk you through this. My own IRA has a beneficiary of a trust, and I also have to change that. So, I can help you with that, and certainly work with your attorney to get the language correct. There are some other provisions, I'm not going to touch on them other than really briefly, such as you're going to see annuities offered more often in retirement plans, and there is some tax relief for children who were subject to what's called kiddie tax, meaning they have been taxed at their parents' rates, or worse yet, at trust rates, which are very high. So there's some relief there. If that's something that has happened to any one of your children or grandchildren, please talk to your CPA. There may be some relief for you, even going back in previous years. Also, there are some tax credits available to employers who are adding new provisions to their retirement plans, such as auto escalation of contributions or auto enrollment features. So that's another thing you want to talk to your CPA about. Again, you can ask me about them as well, and I'm happy to discuss them. So as of right now, we have been very busy in webinars and reading a lot about the Secure Act, but there still is a lot of gray areas and unknown answers to certain questions. In the next few months, in April and May, I'll be attending 6 days of training on 2 different conferences, and we will be hitting the Secure Act very hard in both of those conferences. So I'll know a lot more by the summer, and the IRS will also probably be coming out with some more guidance for us, so we know how to handle some different situations. But for right now, those are the highlights. I will follow up this video with a hard copy that you can read at your leisure, and just maybe focus on what's important to you, and then you can give me a call after you've read that, and if there's any questions you might have. Again, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. I appreciate it, and always remember, you can call Forest Asset Management to answer any of your questions. Thank you.